Well, welcome to Talent Blazers. I'm here with Pete Watson, the owner of Mint Recruitment. Pete,
Hey
welcome
David,
to Talent Blazers.
how you doing? I've got to say, I'm excited for the podcast, obviously, but I'm mainly excited because I appear to be sat in the beloved, sacred Old Trafford, and I've never done a podcast in Old Trafford, so I'm pretty excited.
I'm a bit disappointed you're not wearing red. I thought you bled red. I rocked up with the right kit.
I can go get Jay. I'll just quickly go and put my phone.
No. Let's do it. Well, for those of you who don't know who Mint Recruitment are, Pete, please, can you share?
Absolutely. We are a recruitment to recruitment business, which is affectionately reduced in the recruitment terminology to R2R or rec to rec. And we've been going for a few years. We've been going for 17 years, I believe, which makes us one of, if not, the longest serving R2R in Australia. I myself have been doing rec to rec for close to 20 years. And we are a small but global R2R. There's myself here in Australia, and there's my esteemed colleague, Frankie Boy Wadsworth, in Manchester, funnily enough.
Nice. And you've moved to video. Can you share why you've introduced video into Mint's strategy?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, it was. I was always aware that content in general was becoming more and more important in terms of breaking through the noise, having a point of difference, creating a brand, and I was always watching, the pioneers in that space. I was watching guys like Sean Anderson from Hoxo Media, and I just knew it was always in the back of my mind. It was something that I had to do. So, and I've got a bit of a big mouth, so I thought, why don't I just try it? Why don't I start using it? And a few years ago, I was in a shared office, and I wanted to do these videos, but I was too embarrassed to do the videos in the office because I just didn't want to make a fool of myself in front of everybody else sitting around me. So I thought, okay, right, well, I know what I'll do. I'll go and sit in my car. So I literally went outside onto the street, and I leaned my iPhone on the steering wheel because I figured that would give me A, privacy, and B, reasonably good acoustics, which it did. So I did the first video from the car, and it went pretty well. Did the second video from the car, went pretty well. And then people started commenting that I was the bloke who did videos in my car. So I thought there's no point in investing in a fancy studio. I'll just keep doing videos from my car. And I did that for quite a while. That became my shtick.
Yeah, you create a lot of videos. We can see them coming through. But early days, you just spoke about one of the challenges, a little bit embarrassed that co-workers or people that you work with could see. So how did you maintain the consistency, and what advice do you have for anyone who's thinking about amplifying their brand through video?
I suppose there's two answers. I suppose the consistency comes with confidence, right? The more you do it, the more comfortable you become doing it. The more you accept and you realize that they don't have to be perfect, these videos. In fact, if they're imperfect, they're probably a bit better than perfect. Anyway, that's what I tell myself. So if you fluff your lines or trip over a few words, who cares? Nobody cares. And once you get over that hump, then it just becomes easier. And then the second part of it is constantly trying to think of content. Now, I think that's a big sticking point, big hurdle for a lot of people, but it really is as simple as looking at your day-to-day conversations, your day-to-day activity. You might put the phone down from a conversation and go, wow, was not expecting to have that conversation. There you go, there's content. Now, of course, you've got to be sensitive about who you're talking about, and you might need to leave a little bit of time pass by so it's not obvious, but just look at your day-to-day activity, and that's where you get your content.
Yeah, that's really good advice. Fast forward to today, do you think it's been worth moving to video. And do you mind if you just share why?
Yeah, 100%. It's I think again in this day and age, recruiters, the industry's changed, right? There was a time when the industry we were all just suits, right? We were all just people wearing suits, and we all said or tried to say the same corporate thing. Now we're allowed to have personality. We're allowed to be ourselves. We're allowed to say what we want to a certain degree and get away with it. And trust me, I have tested that theory. So personal brand is so important. People want to know who they're talking to. People want to know who you are. People want to know what you look like. People want to know your story. So the more familiar people are with you, then the more they will trust you and remember you. Video might backfire sometimes. I don't know. These are the tangibles that we'll never know. Some people might see your videos and go, no, he's not my cup of tea. But you hope that the vast majority of people say, oh, okay, cool. I'm familiar with that guy because I see him all the time. So, yeah, he's just the first person I'm going to call because I know who he is. And it's just that familiarity. I have called people, I have headhunted people out of the blue, and they've said, oh, yeah, I know you. You're the bloke in the car. I have had those conversations.
Yeah, right. If someone was planning to get started, what is the biggest piece of advice that you could give them?
Such a cliche, right? But just have a crack and accept that the first 10, 20, 30 videos are going to be cringeworthy and awful. And you won't probably get much traction from them, but that's fine. You've got to go through that pain barrier. Don't expect overnight success. Don't expect results instantaneously. You have to be consistent. And video is a great part of your overall social media content strategy, but it doesn't have to be the only one. You know, I don't do 3-4 videos a week. That would just be too much. I intersperse it with other types of content, but don't beat yourself up. Don't seek perfection, and trust me when I say, even when you're, I wouldn't necessarily class myself as experienced, but I've done quite a few videos, and I promise you, I never get it right. I never put it down on the first take. Set aside a good hour because you can guarantee even a 15-second video is going to take 20, 30 takes. Especially if you've got OCD like I do, you are seeking perfection, which contradicts everything that I've just said.
Well, I liked how you opened it up. Just have a crack, just like United do, week in, week out. Pete, thanks so much for joining me on Talent Blazers.
Thank you, David. Enjoyed it.